backwards. That's right, everybody. It is showtime. Welcome to the show. Tonight, we're going to talk about our opinions of the NCL Aqua. If you've been following us, we've been telling you that we haven't been on NCL since pre-pandemic. We stopped sailing on them for several reasons, and we were hoping to come back and see things changed. They hadn't. In my opinion, they still suck. So stick around, and we'll tell you exactly why. Well, that's not where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be right here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, and co-host, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live right now from Tall Man Mobile. We just got off the NCL Aqua. We were there for 10 days, supposed to be 7. They extended it to 10. And we're going to tell you what we feel and think about our experience and have some conversation with you about it. So with let's just get to it, shall we? And, you know, we always do things here a little differently. We do it Tall Man style.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Filming Tom and style.
Okay, Embarkation. So always your first impression is Embarkation, a brand new ship. But you know, NCL's not new, right? So in the end, we felt Embarkation, or at least I felt Embarkation was actually very, very smooth.
I thought it was as well. Yeah.
We booked NCL airfare and transfers. They were there. They were ready. They got us there on time. In fact, early. Mm-hmm. Actually, technically a little late, but it was still early before our time. Now, as soon as we got there, they made the announcement about the extension of the cruise. Mm-hmm. Now, this did not bother us, but I know it did bother a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people had problems after that. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about our experience.
Yes.
Our experience was actually very smooth.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yep. They called the numbers that they gave and zoom, right on the ship, scan your card, and on board you went.
Yes.
So the embarkation process, as far as we were concerned, was very, very smooth.
Yes.
Now,
totally agree.
Once we got on the ship, honestly, that was my first surprise. This was its inaugural cruise, its very first sailing. The crew's usually amped up for this. There's usually a little bit of excitement. There was none of that.
No.
It was kind of that's really what I felt.
Yeah, it was, there was no hype. It was just like it was any other day. Honestly, it seemed more like they were kind of exhausted to begin with, I thought. Everybody's kind of like very low key.
Yeah.
And, maybe like they've, served their contract and were
ready to go.
Home.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't a first cruise.
No.
Very strange.
Yeah. That was a little surprising.
Right. So, first impressions in the terminal, great. Once we hit the ship, not so much. Little disappointing. Disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the cabins.
Okay.
So the cabins. Just yesterday, we did a broadcast where we shared 18 different cabins that we got into. Mm-hmm. The cabins are absolutely beautiful.
They are.
They are all very well decorated. In fact, the whole ship, the decor is really nice. But the cabins are very spacious. They're a little bit bigger, I would say, than some cruise ship cabins.
Agreed.
Especially in the bathroom area.
I love the size of the bathroom. There's so many cruise ships that, you're so tight inside the shower and there's no room outside the toilet, we're in front of the toilet. So if you need to dry off, half the time I'm drying off in the shower. I didn't feel the need to do that. I had plenty of room to move around in there. Generous sink and countertop, generous storage in there. I loved the bathroom. The cabin was great. It really was. I love the space in there.
But here's a few things I don't like about the cabins. One, outside of the Haven, all the rest of the cabins have exactly the same bathroom. The studios is a little different configuration, but outside of that, they all have the same restroom, to include the suites that are not part of the Haven.
Yes.
They literally all have the same size bathroom. I was expecting that those suites would have had bigger bathrooms. 2, I don't like how they classify their cabins.
Agreed.
For instance, they have what's called an inside, a balcony, or an ocean view, but they also have a family inside, a family ocean view, and a family balcony.
Yes.
They're all the same size.
Yes.
Just because it has the word family in front of it doesn't mean it's bigger. The only thing that it does mean is that it sleeps more people.
Yes.
So it's no different than any other cruise line. Like if you get a balcony cabin, it's either going to sleep 2, 3, or 4. If it's a 3 or 4, it's a triple or a quad. They don't give it a different classification because to the public, that would also imply it's made for family. It's going to be a little bit bigger than a normal cabin.
Agreed.
So I don't like what they do there. Now, inside the Haven, we got to see some of the Haven cabins as well. They were very nice as well. The bathrooms were a little bit different there, but all in all, spacious. Outside of that, the only disappointment, I think, with the Haven cabins, the ones that we got to see, I was actually surprised that the duplex, as big as it is, it's kind of like one of their bigger suites, it had one of the smaller balconies. So, but outside of that, okay, I guess.
Yeah. Everything was comfortable. The beds were comfortable. The sofa was comfortable. It was a little on the small side.
It was like a
compared
love
to
seat.
Some of the other ones, yeah, it was more of a love seat. If any of you saw when we had Jay from BX
Journeys, we were the three of us.
The three, yes. So I mean, that was a little bit smaller, but it was comfortable. Everything, yeah, the linens, everything was nice. So yeah, I love that there was extra power in there.
Yes.
Being a new ship and everything is kind of moving more technology, oriented.
There was plenty of power.
There was plenty of power. I liked that. And in between the sofa and the bed, there is this stand and it's got, 3 lights on it. There was even a USB
on the side
of that. Yeah. So yeah, very generous on that. So as far as I'm concerned, I thought the rooms in general, thumbs up for me.
All right, let's move on to the next subject. The buffet.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
go. That's our opinion. My opinion. Don't bother. Breakfast was not good. Not a lot of seating.
No.
It is horribly congested.
Yes.
The way that it's designed.
Yes.
Now, after the first day, they did open up Palomar, which is on the other side of the ship for extra seating. Now, some of this also had to do with the weather was not good. And so people didn't want to go outside because there was some seating outside. So it really created a problem. And I think even in good weather, I think
they're going to have problems with seating for dining options. Even if the weather's good, I think they're still going to have a shortage of seating in the buffet.
Yeah, and we weren't all that, we weren't all that impressed with the food on the buffet. The breakfast, if any of you have been watching the rest of our broadcasts, their bacon, everybody was calling it fakin'. I don't know what it was. Eggs weren't good. It's just we just weren't very happy with the offerings on the buffet like any other cruise ship might offer.
Yeah.
Now that being said, there are other places to eat. The main dining, you can eat and indulge, you can eat at the local, you can eat in the main dining room. However, they literally all serve the same slop.
They did.
There was nothing different.
When we had breakfast in the dining room in Hudson's, I was expecting it to be slightly different. Say like in a specialty restaurant, it's a little bit of an upgrade from the buffet. It was not. Like Robert said, it was the exact same stuff that they had on the buffet line.
Yeah, breakfast on this particular cruise. Again, mind you, 10 days from Europe to America, right? It may be different once it gets to America. They're going to stock it with different types of or quality of food.
I do
right?
fully expect that.
So fakin may turn into bacon,
Yeah.
right? And we heard from people that were sailing on other NCL ships right now that said the bacon's fine. So I'm just telling you about our experience, okay?
Yes.
Doesn't mean
And I did hear a comment from somebody that said that they were on the Prima when it came over after they were on the next cruise, and they still had the
they
fake.
still had fakin.
Yeah, they were phasing that out, getting
Yeah.
rid of it. So, but I do believe that once that's gone, that it will have normal bacon that we're used to. As far as the eggs, though, I can't see that changing.
No.
That's a cooking thing, and I
Yeah.
don't see it. To me, they were very, very soft, and we prefer, hard scrambled is the term that we're using on that.
Yep.
The fruit was good. The pastries, they were good, but they had a
Very limited
selection.
Yep.
Very limited selection. And it seemed like for the lunch buffet, it was the same from one day to the next.
It would change a little bit, like they didn't have pizza every day,
Well, that's true.
right? So anyway.
That is true.
So let's move on.
Okay.
The dining experience. Now, with NCL, this is a broad encompassing subject because you have the main dining rooms, you have the specialty dining, you have indulge, which is like 8 or 9 or 10 different eateries in there. You have the local. All these are different places.
Yes.
So let's try to start and knock these off one at a time.
Okay.
The main dining room. I will actually say I was pleasantly surprised with the food in the main dining.
Agreed.
Previously, it had gone way down.
This is pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID,
Yeah.
and when we stopped sailing on them. Now, we had a couple of really good meals in the main dining room. The rest of them were just average. Okay? Not amazing, not bad, just average. But again, we did have a couple of meals in there that were really good.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the main dining.
Okay.
I didn't want to put this in the buffet, but just drinks. Let's talk about drinks. Let's say you don't have the drink package. You're not going to be drinking at a bar. You're not going to get a Coca-Cola or something like that, but you want, the water, you want
Iced
tea, lemonade, orange juice, these kind of things. First of all, they don't have orange juice or apple juice. They call it orange nectar or apple nectar. And if you saw pictures of the orange juice on our Facebook page, if you haven't gone to if you're not part of our Facebook group, we post all the menus, all the food, daily activities, all that stuff. It's there. Just answer the questions. It's a private group and it'll let you in. Anyway, couple of things. One, obviously I didn't like the fact that it wasn't orange juice. The rest of the cruise lines, they at least serve something that is remotely close to orange juice. If you wanted orange juice, it was $3.75.
Correct.
Okay.
Fresh squeezed at the bar. Yeah.
The other issue I have with all the eateries, they all close very early. Now, the local is open 24/7, but it's a sit down. So past 9:30, if you want a lemonade or something other than a bar beverage, you literally have to go to the local and essentially sit down to just get the drink because they're closing off the drink stations. Now, water is still available, but it's also intermittent. They don't always have the same ones open. And one night we found none of them open. So a little disappointed with the drink stations. So there's that. The local. Let's start there. The food in the local was great. We ate there numerous times because of our schedule. And the offering they had there was great. They had a different menu during the day than they did at night. And food was really good in there.
It was.
Okay. Indulge. They have a seating problem there as well.
Yes.
Right. And there's also an issue in the seating. Let me explain. They have, again, 8, 9, 10 different eateries. I forget the number, but there's a ton of them in there, from barbecue to the Planterie to tapas and just all kinds of eateries in there.
There's Texas Smokehouse.
Whatever.
Yes.
It's like a food court.
It is.
Now, each of the little eateries have sort of a bar with bar stools. And a lot of people would want to belly up to the bar. And they have a spattering of tables. Now, if you want to go in and sample a little bit from each of the different eateries, and you happen to belly up to the bar at one of the specific eateries, again, let's just pick the barbecue place. Okay. If you belly up to the bar at the barbecue place, you can only order barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to sample all of them is to get a table. And the tables were limited.
Yes.
Now, again, I will enter. There's a pretty large, expansive outside area with tables. But again, the weather was inclement. It was cold, it was raining, and it was blowing 30 knots to 60 knots nearly every day. Nobody wanted to be outside. And so it took us 4 attempts to go to Indulge to actually find a time that we could get a table.
Yes.
Okay. There were lines everywhere. All right. Now the food was great.
Yeah.
We
agreed.
enjoyed the food and that we had in there once we got there. And we did try breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about breakfast, same as everywhere else.
Yes.
Lunch and dinner in there as well. The food was fine in there.
Yes, the food was very good.
Just hard to find a table.
Yes.
Okay. The specialty restaurants. We ate in the Teppanyaki, which is Hasuki. We ate in Onda, which is their Italian restaurant, and we ate in Cagney's, which is their steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
First thing that I have to say about all the specialty restaurants, and I can't 100 speak for the rest of them because we didn't eat at them, but the ones that we did eat, one, they are too expensive. Even if it wasn't included in part of our meal, which we actually paid more for. Remember, more at sea, you're paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
It may be...
You just pay for it up front.
You pay for it up front. It might be discounted a little bit because you're getting sort of a bundle, but you're still paying for it.
Yeah.
But you do have to pay for the tips.
Yes.
They're not included.
Correct.
Now, the teppanyaki was $60.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you and one other person, that's $120 plus the tip. You're about $140 into the teppanyaki. You're about $140 into the Cagney's. And I think Onda was $50, 40 or $50. But you're again close to $100 for that. I don't think any of them were worth that. Now, out of all of them, teppanyaki was fantastic.
It was.
The food was great.
Teppanyaki.
The serving sizes were mammoth. They were huge. I wish we could have taken a doggy bag. Onda and Cagney's, right?
Yes.
Onda's and Cagney's, we were not, I was not impressed at all whatsoever with either of those two restaurants. And if I had been on land and had paid the $140 for the Cagney's, if it was on land, I would have asked for a refund.
Well, let's put it this way. In Onda, I looked at the menu and I had steak. I don't go to an Italian restaurant for steak, but that's what I had because nothing else in the menu seemed appealing to me.
Yes.
That's just me. But, you know, I didn't find it appealing.
Yep. So I just feel they're overpriced and the quality is not there. Again, outside of teppanyaki. Teppanyaki was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to mess up teppanyaki.
Oh, you can mess it up.
I guess you can.
You can totally mess it up.
Their fried rice was some of the best we've had. We'll say that.
Totally agree. Yes,
Okay.
the fried rice was amazing.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Well, this is the hardest one for us to review because we don't drink.
Yeah.
And so we don't go to any of the bars. So I can say from walking around the ship, I never saw any massive lines. It seemed as though everybody was getting served. And I didn't hear any complaints.
I heard 0 complaints.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to say this and take this with a grain of salt. I had a request for all the bar menus, so I did specifically go around and ask for a bar menu. Some of the bars, the menus were out on the countertop. Some of them were very well hidden. And they're also converting to tablets. And so a couple of the restaurants, a couple of the bars, the Metropolitan Bar and the Wine Bar, their menu was on a tablet. And so I, had asked if they had anything in print, and I felt like I got a little bit of attitude. Now, granted, I wasn't ordering a drink, and I know that they are there to serve people. But at the same time, they didn't seem like they wanted to be helpful. The wine bar, Swirl's Wine Bar, he was very helpful, and he did tell me where I could find a printed menu, so I was able to get that. Metropolitan, if you guys have seen my post on Facebook, I did 3 of their tablet screenshots with their Sail and Sustain drinks only, because it's
bloody balls.
because the tablet shows 3 drinks at a
Only.
time, and I was not going to go through page after page after page after page and post those all on Facebook. So I did those 3 because those were unique. But like I said, I was not there ordering a drink. From what I could tell, it seemed like the people that were ordering drinks were getting service. And like I said, I heard no complaints.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot to input with cabins. Right up until the point where we walked off the ship, we still never technically met our cabin steward.
No, that's true. We didn't. We never met him.
We thought he might be there at the end with his hand out, but he wasn't. So
No.
I never knew who cleaned our cabin.
We're pretty sure we know who it was, but we're not 100% sure. There's that question. Like,
Yeah.
well, it could have been somebody else. It could have been the other guy that was always.
I don't know. Anyway,
Not sure.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Activities. Okay, so this was supposed to be a 7-day transatlantic with no stops. So 7 days at sea. Of course, it turned out to be 10 days. In my opinion, this activity schedule was willfully shy of things to do.
Totally.
This was a very boring cruise. Some of it not by choice, just because there wasn't things to do.
There were times that there were 2.5 hours without having anything listed as an activity on the daily. And of course, those were the times that I wanted to go find something to do and to look at and experience. And there was nothing going on.
Let's also add, right? Pool was out.
Yes.
Because it's blowing 30 to 60.
Shut
Pool's
down.
closed. There's
Half
no
the time,
water in
no
it.
water in it.
Right?
Yeah.
Aqua Coaster only ran a couple days. Even the outside activities in the back were closed several days because the decks were closed off because of the wind.
Yes.
So now, even if they were opened, it still was so unpleasant out, nobody really wanted to be outside. Now, again, let's just take a look at this. This is, March to April, transatlantic. It's not going to be good weather. The only thing that they did was they put a 6,000-piece puzzle up in the observation lounge.
Yeah.
Which had usually 6 to 8 people standing around it during the day.
And it definitely did look like that was not a permanent fixture because the way that it was set up,
It's just
it was
like folded
2 tables
tables
with the board on top.
Yeah.
So it did look like that was not going to be there all the time.
But yeah, we thought they were willfully shy of activities.
Sadly.
On a no-stop cruise.
Sadly shy of activities. Yeah.
We can probably put the cruise director in here. Her name was, oh my God, Maginot. And when she would speak on the intercom, and it normally cruise directors, there's a bit of an energy. Good morning, this is your cruise director, Robert speaking. Hopefully you're ready for a great day on board. We've got all kinds of good and fun things for you to do and blah, 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 right? Instead, you'd get, oh, you're a cruise director. Today, we are going to have a few things for you to do at 10 o'clock in the atrium. And it was just like this.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to go to sleep. Now, when she was at the show or introduced, coming out after the show, and she was all energy.
Yeah, she had energy there.
But on the intercom in her announcements, it was the sexy Maginot speaking though everyone was sleeping. In her quiet voice. So we just thought that was a bit strange. It's not good, not bad, just strange.
Yeah.
Just strange. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Entertainment. Well, this was the bright spot of the cruise. Thank God. Entertainment was fantastic.
Fantastic.
We saw
3 shows.
3. There was a 4th one. There was a Beatles tribute that we didn't see.
But that.
We're just the 3 main shows, which was Revolution, which is their brand new Prince show. Fantastic. Then they had Rumors, which was, again, fantastic. Then they also had Elements, which, again, fantastic. Anybody going to watch these shows, you're going to have a fantastic time. The band that was in Sid Norman's was also the same band that did Rumors. That band, again, fantastic.
They are kicking it.
Right.
Yeah.
The atmospheric entertainers will go 50-50. Some of them were good. Some of them were mediocre.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a single guitar guy.
Always
he was
distorted.
Yeah, he was not very good.
Always distorted. And
The duo was really good, and the piano guy was really good.
Yes.
Now, I want to enter something here. That theater. The theater's really amazing. It's very technically well built.
Yes.
The way that it's the chandeliers move and there's lights, the side panels, there's sort of LEDs. It's the lighting where you're walking or whatever. It's all tied into the tech. It is very well produced.
Yes.
However, that theater is probably half the size that it needs to be to accommodate the passengers that are on this ship. I will explain a little further. So the theater is not a traditional theater. It's just a big box. It is 3 decks. You have deck 6, 7, and 8. Deck 7 and 8, there's chairs on the side and a couple of rows in the back. Like 2 rows of chairs on each of the sides of 7 and 8 and 2 rows in the back of 7 and 8. Deck 6, the chairs accordion back into the wall. Okay. For Revolution, they only have like 2 rows of those accordioned chairs out. The rest of it is standing room only. I guess they're looking for it to be a concert vibe.
Yes.
Well, they don't tell anybody that. And so everybody wants to sit. And there's a line a mile long and there are no seats. Okay. So if you're going to see that show, you're going to stand in line for a long time.
Yes.
You're going to stand in line no matter what show you're going to there. We were in line for 45 minutes, which is the half an hour before they open the door.
Yes.
So an hour and 15 minutes, if you will, from the time we got into line until the show started. Now we got a seat. Anyway, so again, Revolution, standing room only on deck 6, limited seating, deck 7 and 8. For Rumors, the chairs are all the way out. We did not have a problem getting a seat, but again, hour and 15 minutes in line to get that seat. Elements. The chairs were on deck 6 were about halfway out. The other half, they actually put folding chairs out because they extended the stage out for Elements. Now, it's a problem. I felt the same way about the center stage on the XL class ships.
Yeah.
With
not enough seating.
with Carnival. Beautiful concept, beautiful idea, but there's like maybe 100 people that can actually see the entire show. It's just a bad design. So the theater from a tech standpoint is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But it's about half the size that it needs to be to accommodate the people on the ship. Now, they don't make reservations.
No.
That's part of the problem.
It's first come, first serve.
If they were to make reservations, it would be a little bit different. However, there would still be the long line of people that didn't make reservations that wanted to try to get in if somebody didn't show up.
Yes.
Now the entertainer in me is going to input this. Y'all are going to love the shows. I loved the shows. But if you took those shows out of that theater, there's absolutely nothing special about them.
Agreed.
There's nothing revolutionary. There's nothing groundbreaking. Rumors. It's a band playing cover songs.
Yes.
Doing it really well, mind you, but that's all it is. Playing Prince songs with 4 different singers singing Prince songs and dancers dancing. That's all it is. There's no real storyline. There's no nothing. It's just a cover band with dancers. Elements, mind you, is basically like a Vegas-style magic show. Very well done.
Yes.
But magic shows are all about the tech. So I don't think you can remove the tech from the magic show. Now, again, I enjoyed. I don't ever go on a cruise ship these days and have all 3 big shows be amazing. They were amazing. But I just wanted to put out there that there's nothing groundbreaking about them. They're just very well executed with amazing technical production with the theater.
And I think that's a big part of it too. It was, like you said, very well executed. The musicians did an amazing job. The vocalists did an amazing job. The dancers did an amazing job. The lighting did an amazing job. If you separate them like you're talking about, yeah, it's nothing special. But
It's
when
gonna
you
be
put it all
mediocre.
together, it's holy cow, that was great.
Yep.
Yeah, you will enjoy it.
I have said for years with shows that I produced, I can take, mediocre talent, but plug them into a production where the production is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they'll look like they're, amazing.
Yeah,
and that's what this is.
Well, but the talent was amazing too.
The talent was good. Yeah.
So,
especially it's hard to hide singing.
yeah.
Yeah, hard to hide singing.
And the music too. I mean, the musicians were amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Customer service. Okay. Disappointment, to be honest. One of the things that we say every night that we're on a ship is, hey, we're on a ship. If you want to know something about the ship, ask us in the chat live or leave a comment because we're here. There's no better place than when we're on the ship to get the answer because the crew knows best. Not this crew.
I went to customer service 3 different times.
Got 3 different answers.
And asked the same question, and I got 3 different answers.
And we're talking about numbers. I want to make sure you understand this. By law,
yes,
they have to know at a second's notice how many bodies are on the ship.
Yes.
How many crew and how many passengers. Because if there's an emergency, they need to know the count. And they need to know it like that.
They do.
So when you go down to customer service and you say, excuse me, could you tell me exactly how many passengers are on the ship right now? It should be a this. She got 3 different answers.
Yeah, 3 different answers.
At one point, we did ask, how many people canceled. One of them told us 2,700 people. I'm like,
that doesn't.
It's not possible.
You can't have that many cancellations and have
a full ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't full to capacity, but it was pretty full. It was pretty full. So anyway, not impressed with their customer service at all whatsoever.
No.
They weren't disrespectful, but they just
were
don't.
Pleasant.
They were pleasant. They just don't seem to know anything.
And the one guy that I thought was making an effort and I was getting the correct information from, when I went back the 3rd time, a lady handed me the pamphlet from Norwegian, from the cruise line, that has the maximum number of capacity of
max capacity,
max capacity,
double occupancy,
and the crew number and all of that stuff.
Those were the numbers.
And those were the numbers that he gave me after doing his research.
At least he read you the numbers off the book. But
he gave me the numbers off the book, but I mean, he could have just handed me that pamphlet like that lady did and just said, I don't know, here you go.
Anyway.
Because it was maximum capacity, double occupancy, and those were the numbers. He gave me the double occupancy number for the passengers that were on that sailing.
Yep.
Yeah. And even the crew was different because, one of them said, there's this number of crew, and then somebody else said plus 30 others.
Yep. Just not impressed with customer service.
Yeah, no.
Again, long lines everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yes.
To include right when we got on, and again, if you'd been watching any of the restaurant streams, when it came back to the restaurants, we probably should have talked about this. Their app isn't working. It wasn't at the time that we were on the ship. So you could not make reservations on the app.
No.
If you had made them before, if you were lucky enough that when you booked your cruise 6, 8, 9 months ago, whenever it was, and there were still reservations available to make pre-cruise, you could do that. But once they only have a certain number of pre-cruise reservations they allow to happen. After that, you have to do it when you get on the ship.
Yes.
Well, their app wasn't working. So you literally had to go stand in line right when we got on the ship. That was an hour and 15 minutes. Everything seemed to be like an hour and 15 minutes was their thing.
Yeah.
It was a massive line to make reservations.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
anyway,
hopefully the app will be working when you guys board. It was not for us.
Pray. All right, moving on.
Okay.
The ship itself. So this is a mixed. This is going to be rough. Okay.
The ship itself is beautiful.
The ship's beautiful. The decor is amazing.
Whoever they hired did an amazing job tying in all of the various restaurants with all their different color schemes to make it all look like one unit rather than walking into one room and going, what in the world were they thinking in here? It all had this great great continuous color scheme, and it just very, very well done.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel the design of the ship is horribly flawed.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, goes back to why we stopped cruising on NCL to begin with. Back when we stopped, they had recently started their program called freestyle cruising. And it became sort of the running joke that there's nothing free about freestyle cruising. What they had done at the time was they dumbed down the food in the main dining room, and then sort of, if you wanted that same good meal that you used to get, you'd have to go to a specialty restaurant. All right. So they've now taken that and amped it up to 11 for those who turn the knob to 11. Anyway. So this ship is filled with areas to get more money out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And what it has very little of is free areas to sit and hang out.
Yes.
That is our general overall opinion of the ship.
Yeah. The casino is expansive. There's plenty of seating in there. The chairs are amazingly comfortable. Your specialty restaurants, even though they're small.
They're smaller.
But they're spacious inside.
But there's a ton of them.
There's a ton of them.
But each of these specialty restaurants also has a kitchen.
Yes.
Right? It's not one big kitchen that's servicing everything.
Yeah.
And so that extra kitchen takes up extra space.
Yes.
And so this also plays into our overall experience of the cruise, because there was no place to sit.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to sit outside, which we're going to talk about that here just as we go around the ship. So you have an atrium area, which is 3 levels. Of course, there's shops on a couple of the areas. There's the Starbucks down there as well, but there's some seating there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But down on deck 6 is sort of where the casino is.
Mm-hmm.
Sid Norman's is closed during the day.
Yep.
Can't hang out in there.
Nope.
The Improv is used for different things, but there's no seating there.
Nope.
Deck 8 around the outside, well, it's blowing at 60 freaking knots and 40 degrees. Nobody wants to sit out there. You had the observation lounge.
Yes.
Upstairs.
But that was always, good luck finding a seat.
You're not going to go hang out in the theater.
No.
Certainly not going to go hang out at the pool.
No.
Have I missed anything?
No, I mean, you
Your
were talking
cabin.
about Sid Norman's and Improv. Even when they were open, there was no seating. It was standing room only.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So they've taken their freestyle cruising, amped it up, crammed into the ship as many places as they could to charge more money for things, and which takes away from the free. Like, I'll give you another example. Let's look at the pool area. Okay. Now, on most cruise ships, you got your Lido deck where you got your pool. Some of them have a couple different pools, but you got your pool. And then typically there's another deck above it. And of course, there's a big hole cut out that so you can look down at the pool, but there's seating sort of everywhere.
And there's usually
this ship does not have that other deck.
No.
It's just a little, really small area.
It is very small.
Now, in the back of the ship, they've got the Vibe Beach Club.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to pay $240 per person to go back there.
Yes.
But it also has a pool and plenty of seating.
It does.
Right? There are a couple other areas that have some decks that are higher, that have some chairs. But there's just too many.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say with the pool deck, like you were talking about most cruise lines, there is like a covered seating area on the side of the pool deck, and then the raised area with the chairs. And that extra seating area would allow you to have spaces to sit, but they don't have that. It's not, you're not protected from the elements.
And on the couple of days where it wasn't blowing 30, it was still blowing pretty hard on that pool deck. That was the windiest pool deck I've ever seen, except for that one day.
That one day was like dead calm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every other day was... Even the day when it was only blowing at 10 knots, it was really blowing hard across that pool deck.
And also, when the ship was moving and they had water in the pool, it was splashing out into the bar area. And there was water this deep. Sorry, moving my fingers so you can see. There was water this deep, and I'm like trying to like step over it. That was the day that I was trying to get copies of all the bar menus, and water's like coming into my shoes. And I'm like, wow. And I'm thinking maybe they cleaned the deck, and I turn around and I look and water's sloshing out of the pool. I'm like, wow. and it had no place to drain. It was just like right there at the bar.
Yep. Now, from listening to people, and it's a lot of what we do too, we take in what everybody else is saying. This is actually the least smoker-friendly ship ever made.
Yes.
There was a small area on deck 17, and I mean small.
Probably about
the
the
size
area of our common areas in our RV.
No chairs.
No chairs.
Standing room only.
Yeah.
That was technically the only area for smokers.
Yes.
Now, there was a smoking casino.
Yes.
So if you're gambling, you could go down there. Technically, they don't want you in there smoking unless you're gambling.
Yes.
However, I think they may have made, because I heard some people saying they went down there and nobody bothered them.
Okay.
So probably because the weather was bad, they made some exceptions. Now, there is a smoking lounge, a cigar lounge called the Humidor.
Yes.
You can't smoke cigarettes in there.
Only
there were signs posted all around, only cigars.
Yes.
So not very friendly to the smokers.
Correct.
Now, the outside entertainment areas of the ship, when we're talking about the ship, we're talking about the Aqua Coaster, the stadium,
slide.
the dry slide, the tea time, all these different things. We didn't get to use them a lot because of the weather.
Yeah.
The Aqua Coaster was only open a couple days, but she did get to go down the Aqua Coaster.
I did. It was a lot of fun.
Yep. The drop slide, we did not do.
No.
We got to play darts, but there's only 2 dart boards.
Only 2.
Only 2 dart boards. That's free, but there's only 2 dart boards.
Yeah.
Tea time we did not play, but it was $5.
Yep.
We did not go into their glow court, which is sort of their interactive sort of sports court kind of thing. We did not do that. We did walk several times into the game room.
Yes.
Which was
fantastic.
Was huge. But again,
they're
another
making money.
giant space to make money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is the largest, by far, arcade on any ship we've ever seen.
on any ship.
Yeah.
Hands down the largest. Yeah, it's probably twice as large as any of the other game rooms that I have seen on a ship.
But there was almost nobody ever in there.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. And you know, the thing about the game room, it's surrounded. You've got the game room, and on each side you've got the observation lounge that surrounds it. And if you're sitting in the observation lounge, you can clearly hear the games from the game room.
Yeah.
So just something else I picked up on.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Moving on, last but not least.
All right.
So, wrapping it up with the overall experience. For me, NCL these days have priced themselves in what I would call the premium market. They are not priced in the contemporary market anymore, which basically means their cruises cost a lot more than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And since they're costing a lot more, it puts them, in my opinion, into the premium category. Therefore, if I'm going to pay those dollars, I would expect a premium experience.
Mm-hmm.
What we got on this ship was certainly not a premium experience. Now, even if I take out the fact that it was an inaugural cruise, it's 10 days, no stops, European food instead of American food, this, that, or whatever, I still don't feel that I would have gotten a premium experience on this cruise ship. Personally, that's just me. Now, we all have our own styles of cruising and ways we like to cruise, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that love NCL and their style. That's great. We're giving you our opinions about our experience and the fact that we cruise all the cruise lines. And so we're able to take our experiences from these other cruise lines, some that we like, some that we don't like, and apply it when we go on all these ships.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of my channel, my hard-earned dollars that I have to take out of my pocket, I would not ever spend it on NCL again. Now, we have a YouTube channel. We want to cover these things. They're going to come out with another ship, the Luna. Are we going to be on it? I don't know. Maybe. But I, personally, from a vacation standpoint, would go spend it somewhere else. Carnival, Royal, MSC, Holland, I don't care who.
I agree. My biggest issue is inconsistency. You get something that is fantastic, and you go back for it, and it's and you go back again, and it's that's awful.
You know, the perfect example. They made chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
They made them 3 different ways.
Yes.
The first time they were tiny and not good.
Yeah. Dry and
the second time they were very large, kind of like Costco cookies. If anybody's
they
ever
were
been to
huge.
Costco,
They were bigger
actually
than
bigger.
Costco cookies. They were huge.
Those were delicious. Then they made a third type, which were like sugar cookies with chocolate chips in them.
Yeah.
But they were called chocolate chip cookies each time. It wasn't sugar cookies with chocolate chips, some sort of mini chocolate. It was chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
And it was like that way with a lot of things, not just the cookies. But that's, I think, the perfect example to give you about the consistency of things.
Yes.
There just isn't any. Now, is that because it's a brand new ship?
I don't know. I mean, that's something that we struggled with years ago, and I don't see that it's changed.
I don't see that it's changed either.
I don't see that it's changed in guest services. You get the inconsistencies there.
Yep.
The inconsistencies with the stateroom. It's your cabin steward. Some people had great experiences. We never even met our guy.
Here, you know what surmises this for me, and what tells me 100% that what you just said is correct? Last year's end of year report for them. Now they're a public company, right? So they publish this. Their profits were up 32%. However, they only gained 3% new clientele. So what's that tell you? They're extracting more money from the passengers that sell on them.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying what it is and what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, for me, for those dollars, I would rather spend them somewhere else. If it's a premium experience, I would go send it on Celebrity, because their food's amazing, their service is amazing, their ships, their new Edge class ships are beautiful. I mean, amazing.
For me, it's NCL's inconsistency is killing them.
Yeah.
If they were consistent, they have the potential of being a great cruise line.
That ship's beautiful.
The ship is fantastic.
Its fatal flaw, it belongs to NCL.
But there's the ship.
Sorry.
There's choke points in the hallways because they're skinny.
It's bad.
If you guys have watched our live stream, the very first night, you know that we have a sound issue between staterooms.
Yep.
Is that NCL's fault? I don't know. I mean, I don't know who you can blame that on. Can you blame that on construction? Do you really know what it's going to sound like from one stateroom to the other while you're building the ship?
They're built to the standards that NCL asked them to be built to.
Okay. All right.
Plain and simple.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So there you go, everybody. Our review of the NCL Aqua, Tall Man Style.
Filming Tom and Style.
Well, there you go, everybody. That was a rough one. And we didn't even get to say hello to everybody. So let's say.
No, we didn't.
Hello, Bev. How are you?
Hey, Bev.
Patricia, Mama Tallman. Say goodbye to the NCL Aqua. And hello, MSC World America.
That's coming right up.
In fact, if y'all have been watching, it says right over there, we're giving away a ship. Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Right there. We're giving away a ship. We're doing that while we're on the MSC World America. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second.
Yep.
Carol, hello. Welcome to you. Vic, howdy to you too. Ron Jones, good evening. Drink time.
Drink.
That was last night. You missed the drinking contest.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll have a sip. Patricia's like, no drinking tonight.
Oh.
Hey, Desiree. Yeah, only sodas. It's showtime.
Yay.
Hello, 6'4".
Oh.
Drink. Hello, Lori Beckwith. How are you? Good to see you. Valerie, good to see you as well. And Angela, is that your picture on the wall? Yeah, that is. That's myself, Lisa, and our grandson, Blake. Hello, Clan, says Irene. And everybody's saying hello. And Vicky. Chris, this doesn't look like MSC World America. This looks like an RV. I was watching the Today Show this morning, hoping to see you. No, we didn't get invited.
No.
Nope. So, it's outside of, who was it that replied to us?
It was Cunard.
Cunard, yeah.
Cunard is the only one that.
No, there was one other. It was Cunard. All the other cruise lines, most of them actually have
Media staff.
no, influent social media email people to deal with folks like us. And I've emailed them all ad nauseum. They without a doubt know who we are.
They do.
They've all probably gotten 30 emails from me, if not more. Not one of them returns a single email.
Not one.
The only one that does, and it's not an email, but and some of it's because we know him, but he would do it anyway, is John Heald.
John Heald, yeah.
So God bless you, John Heald.
Thank you, John.
Anyway, but yeah, it's all the cruise lines. We email them all to their, again, social media people, and nope, I will catch the replay. I have to work in the early minute. Okay, Desiree, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Okay, awesome. Peace to you. Yep. My bad. I was under the impression you were going on the preview cruise today. No, that's typically for travel agents, media types. But again, that's by invite only. Yeah. So we're on the inaugural, which leaves on the 12th. So we'd love to be there now, but we can only be there when we can be there. So, as I mentioned, we try ad nauseum. Trust me, Chris, because you and I have communicated before, and a lot of things. Yep, I've done that. Oh, yep, I've done that. I've done that 10 times. I promise you, they know who we are.
Oh, they do. They just don't respond.
T. Brookie, would you say that Haven was worth the upcharge, and the 2-bedroom suite must go for $12K for 7 nights at least? Absolutely not. No, go on MSC. And go in the yacht club, spend half that amount, and have a better time. Yeah. Anyone that is in the yacht club on MSC, they've all been at the Haven before, and they will all tell you the same thing. They don't ever now cruise on NCL. It is 100% the yacht club on MSC. So, and you'll get that same experience for about $6,000. Okay, well, maybe $7,000. For the 2-bedroom. I don't know.
2 bedrooms, probably a little bit more, yeah.
Hello, Tuesday. It's Thursday. Bacon. Yeah, we're still talking about bacon. Hello, Dr. Shree. Welcome. Orange juice. Orange nectar. Yeah, orange nectar.
Yeah.
It looks like pineapple juice. You can almost see through it. It's so light. Yes, sustainable drinks. Yeah. Bloody balls. Beetlejuice. Beetle nectar. Don't say that 2 more times. That's crazy. Yeah, orange nectar. I could have sworn I saw you by Al Roker this morning on the Today Show on that ship. Must be another. Yeah, maybe I was there. Maybe I wasn't. No, it wasn't me. Ron, absolutely. No chicken parm.
No.
There was nothing on that menu that you would go, oh, well, they had one pasta dish.
I wonder if I could find those quickly.
Ron, it's on our Facebook page there somewhere. If you want to check out the full menu there, just if you're not already part of the group, you guys can go there. Okay. Ashley, hello. Good to see you. Hey, BX Journeys. What's up, guys?
Hey!
How's it going, Jay? And Lewis, we didn't get to meet you.
We were talking about you a while ago.
Yeah. Hopefully you got to hear the review. I'm sure yours is probably not too much different.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to bring them up, Robert, but, there they are. Hey, everybody. Yeah. Hey. Hey, Milka, what's up? Good to see you.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we love the shows.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Don't take my comments about the tech versus the cast wrong. Those shows were great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself. I was on my feet clapping. I never do that.
Never. Trust me, you don't want to sit next to him during a production.
No. I was watching from the beginning, so I'm lagged from where you are right now. We're in Central Florida in our RV because we full-time RV. When we're not on cruise ships, we're in our RV, and we'll be on the MSC World America on the 12th. So just a couple days from now.
Yeah.
So we'll be there.
Yes.
Good evening, Hickey Nookie World. How are you? Goodbye NCL. Yes, goodbye NCL. Hello MSC. The old games were free. MS, Pac-Man, and Galaga. Okay, there you go. And in the arcade.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Awesome, thank you for that information.
The kids have their Switch. Did you guys enjoy the Aqua? And would you go again? Ooh. I've heard too many negatives across YouTube. Yes, it's not just us. And we try to be as objective as possible because we love cruising. Now, what we didn't say, we had the best time we could possibly have with the challenges of the ship.
Yeah.
We didn't have a
Agreed.
bad time,
No, we enjoyed ourselves.
but
But there's just some things that are just not right.
we were far less active
Oh, yeah.
than I would have liked.
Yes.
I would have liked to have done some more things, but there was no things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. BX Junior says there were some hiccups for me. I had never been on a 10-day or a transatlantic. Didn't really know what to expect. I would sail on them again. They need to change some things.
They do.
Yeah, we've sailed on them. I don't know. Probably this is probably our
Half
seventh.
a dozen times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sixth or seventh time with them now.
Yeah.
And again, we'll go again to cover it for the channel and cover the ships because that's what we do. But
yeah, if we were
Macrina.
doing it for our vacation time, I wouldn't.
I get it. Makes sense. Might be a different experience if you had port days. Potentially. Yeah, and that's the hardest thing about doing a review on an inaugural because there are so many things that may change as the ship gets into a normal routine.
Yes.
And so hopefully you can take some of what we said with a little bit of grain of salt, but I just feel some of it's obviously the layout of the ship isn't going to change.
No.
Obviously the sound problems in between the cabins isn't going to change.
No.
I heard the music clearly from the improv down on deck 5 beneath it.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about.
And,
yes.
Like there was like 20 cabins.
Hang on, I'll tell you the numbers.
I don't know if you could hear it in the cabins, but in the corridor outside of those cabins, I'm telling you, it was like, I was like, holy.
It was crazy loud, guys. Kid you not.
Yeah.
So
cabins 5772 through 5798.
Those
So,
are underneath
2, 4,
the
6, 8,
improv.
10,
The
2, 4, 6,
improv
8, 10.
had kicking music going on until midnight.
14 cabins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind checking the entertainment. I mean, I love Prince. Yeah. Shows are great, dude.
Oh,
You would
fantastic.
absolutely
shows.
love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it, Chris.
Fantastic.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Mr. Cruise Fever. How are you doing? Yeah, we as soon as we get done with the World America, we got to dig into all the stuff with the festival, and the I can't even think of the other one now.
Oh, Tropical.
Tropical.
Yeah.
Sorry, because we're so far behind in the news and to deck water park and all the stuff. We got to look into it, but we got no time. We get on another ship.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that double decker.
It's
Aqua
a brand
park.
new ship. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Angela says, I will pass up in the Aqua for next year, maybe some other time. Watched your videos and others. It was a beautiful ship, but I just wasn't impressed.
Same.
Exactly.
I would have loved.
That's the short answer.
I would have loved to give them
Kathy.
high marks, but
We were really, really excited for this.
yes.
It's been 6 years since we've been on them.
Yes.
We were really hoping to see some, some changes, especially with their new ships and their new layouts and all these things.
And I was so looking forward to that Indulge food hall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just more places to get more money out of you.
And then it took us 4 times to be able to get in there. So it's kind of like,
Yeah. And she was hangry too.
I was, man.
She was hungry.
I was.
She got hangry.
Totally.
Lewis says, thanks for the videos and appreciate your opinion. Have been on Carnival fights, Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Don't like the Mega, but always cruise NCL. Always watched many other positive reviews. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that like that style of cruising.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not our cup of tea. We'd rather cruise a different way. We like Carnival for what it is, but would not choose them first anymore.
No.
Royal, sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
I think they're a little overpriced. Yes, their ships are big. It's neither a good thing nor a bad thing. We were just on the Utopia. The ship itself, oddly enough, didn't bother me other than it was really loud. It's a 3-day, 4-day that the Utopia is doing, so it's just a party. I'm looking forward to the MSC World America, which we're about to get on because it's basically the same size as a Royal Caribbean Oasis class ship. So I'm looking forward to see how they've used the space and how it feels. Right. So
yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Chris says, yes, can't wait to see them in 3 years on the festival, especially with 8,000 other people. They do love big ships. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's funny. You talk about Carnival's ships. They're not nearly as big as Royal ships.
No.
The XL class ship is about 180,000 tons. I know they're going to be having the bigger ones come, but I believe that the festival and the Tropical, aren't
They're
they
the XL
class ships?
Yeah.
So they're in the 180,000 ton range.
Yeah.
Not tiny, but not the the 240.
Not the icon
Yeah,
size.
not the icon size yet. I'd be more than happy to pay $5 for mini golf on land. And I can see a charge for specialty events, bolt, flow rider, etc. But golf should remain free on board.
And that's what surprised me. I would have thought that if they were going to charge for anything, it would have been the Aqua Coaster.
Yeah, the Aqua Coaster was free.
It was free.
Yeah.
And that's what shocked me. I was like, $5 for mini golf?
Now, mind you, this mini golf course was very much like a mini golf course
That
on
you would
land.
see on land. It was.
There were some cool digital features to it. So it wasn't like just the normal, let's be honest, crappy mini golf that ships put on there. Okay. It was actually really kind of neat looking.
It really was.
It wouldn't have bothered us to pay the $5 to do it on board.
No, but it just surprised me
That it was $5 for that, but free.
But free for the Aqua Coaster.
I thought that would have been at least $5 or $10.
I
like,
thought,
like Bolt.
yeah, I would have thought
Yeah.
so. I really did.
Chris says 8,000 passengers, not including crew. But yeah, in 3 years, I'll have to check out Carnival is doing. Yeah, we'll let you know. I have to agree with you. Yacht Club inside room for $3,300 for a week doesn't sound bad at all for the perks. Oh,
no,
not at all.
No,
we got one coming up at the end of the year.
We do.
It's still Wednesday here. Crap, is it Wednesday? Jeez, I'm.
Oh, is it Wednesday?
Wednesday?
It is Wednesday. You said
I
told
said
Tuesday
Thursday.
it was Thursday.
God, sorry, Tuesday. It's the mad cow. Leave me alone. I'm back.
Stop threatening us.
I know, right? Vic says, so would you give Norwegian Aqua a second chance in the future again?
For the channel.
Well, if it's for Rob and Lisa to go on vacation, no. There's so many other options out there. I would not give them my money again.
No.
If for the channel, yeah, we're going to go because we want to cover it for the channel. We want to cover it for you guys out there. And we will do that. Do we expect a change? No. I expect it to be exactly the way that it is now. It's been this way now for 6 years. Reading, the quarterly reports and all this stuff, they're not changing directions. They're doubling down. They're building what? 5 more of these exact same ships. The Prima Plus ships. They're doubling down. They're not changing.
Yeah.
So, if it's Robert and Lisa vacation, absolutely not. But for the channel, yes.
Yeah. Not at the price they're charging. Yeah, I really do feel that they're charging way too much for what they're offering. Yeah.
Yep. BX says, I didn't feel like an inaugural sailing at all. Felt like a regular sailing, no gifts or media.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
exactly.
All the media got canceled, guys.
Yeah.
they were going to be on the one in Boston. That got canceled.
Well, not only
That's
that.
why everybody was pissed off.
There was no level of excitement from the staff.
None.
It was just like any other cruise.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another day at the office.
Yeah.
Not that crews are typically like that. There's always, but like again, our cabin steward, we had no idea who it was.
Still,
right? Just speaking of rude, you were talking about rude. There was in the theater talking about inconsistencies.
Oh yeah.
They on the speaker, hey, video and post and video. Okay, great. I'm sitting there videoing, and halfway through the show, I get this very rude woman behind me. You can't be videoing that. You got to turn that off right now. And I'm like, it said, I don't care what it said. This is copyrighted material. You got to turn. And I'm like, okay. I'm like,
yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
She said, you can't copy. You can't video the whole show.
I'm like, so the next show, I'm like, okay, I can't video the whole show. I get it. It's okay. So I put it up to do like the little 5-second pan to give you guys like a little 5-second clip. And I put it up and I'm just about to start the movement and she jumps on me. She's like waiting behind me the entire show for me to move. This was a different show, not the same one. This was 7 days later, standing behind me waiting.
Before he even...
They know who we are.
They do. They do.
Robert, would you consider doing a review for Epic Universe? I'll donate to the channel itself. It's funny, Chris. I was thinking about going, but here's my only issue. One, I can't get on almost any of the rides because of my vertigo. They'll literally have to carry me out of the park.
They would.
So I'd go in video, but I can't get into all the fun. I've been watching a couple of the channels, watching it being built the past couple of years, and I'm excited. To me, it's like really they're putting the theme back in theme park, and that was one of their sort of things, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not a bunch of stuff crammed into a tiny, tiny space. There's some room there and stuff. So I'd love to go, but it'd be just a lot of walking around. I don't know. Let me know.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
that's what you want to see.
You remember when we were on Utopia, we didn't even go on the railroad because of the vertigo.
Yeah.
And we would have loved to have done that, but
yeah,
we just
Ugh.
yeah, it literally, he's unconscious.
Yeah, it's not fun, y'all.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I would think about going because they're still doing like soft opening stuff. The problem is by the time we get back from World America, it'll be open. I think, because I think it opens like May 15th or something like that. I forget, but anyway. 8,000 passengers, too many people. If that's what it's going to be, and again, we haven't looked at it, y'all, and I'm sure Chris is right and everybody else, they've obviously publicized it. If it's an XL class ship with 8,000 passengers, I want to know what they did to get the extra couple thousand passengers on there.
I'm telling you, because the rooms are already.
Or are they saying the Tropical, in the Carnival, or Carnival in the Tropical, whatever.
No,
Festival, and I'm sorry, everybody. They're going to be the newer, bigger ship. But I don't think so. They're supposed to be the XL class ships.
From what I had read previously, it was the same size.
Somebody
as
tell
the
me,
XL ship.
are these the new, like, 200+ thousand ton ships or XL class ships?
Yeah, I thought these were the XL class.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the review. Yeah, you can always rewatch it.
Yeah.
Macrina, it'll be there.
You know where the rewind button is.
In short, stay with Carnival. Hikinuki. We were on the Utopia for 4 days, but really you need a week to truly experience it. Yeah, we did it back to back. We did the 4-day and a 3-day because we knew there was no chance in hell that we were going to be able to get all the video we needed to get in 4 days or the 3 days. So we did the back to back.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Again, we enjoyed the ship. One of the shows that we saw was really good. We didn't like the other one, I think it was. It just the volume on the pool deck was my only thing that I think we really disliked about the Utopia.
Yeah.
They play it at like club volume all the time.
And Chris, I don't know if you watched it, but BX Journeys confirmed it was loud. I don't know if you saw that part when he was when Jay was with us. It was loud.
Chris says, wait, I thought the festival was over 200,000 tons. Well, now again, the XL class ships are 180,000 tons. Now, are they making an XL plus? Are they coming someone? Look, we're going to have to look into this and we'll get back with you on it.
Yeah.
We'll get it all straight.
Yes.
NCL is also building 2 mega size ships. Yeah, I know. They need to really make some changes to pull this through. Yeah. To me, they're just going to cram it full of more places to make more money off of you guys. I know that sounds so cynical and so horrible, but that's really what it is.
Well, and when you look
especially when you read their numbers.
That's what I was just going to say. When you look at their financial reports and how much profit they made and how much their passenger increased.
32% increase in profits, but only a 3% increase in passengers.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot, guys.
Yeah.
It is. And we work hard for every dollar we make. So anyway, that class of ship smaller than the Oasis class, but more passengers. Yeah, we're going to have to dig in, man.
We will definitely look into it.
If you're not growing, you're dying, according to Walt. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Hikinuki says, we thought that the Indian food on the Viva at Indulge Hall was the best we've ever had at sea. We didn't get to try the Indian food. I think it's
the Tamara.
Yeah, Tamara. I think we didn't have that, and we didn't have noodles.
No.
Those were I think the only 2 we didn't try there. So.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Angela says she just Googled it and said that the festival will be 180,000 tons.
Yeah,
Ooh.
okay, so that's the normal XL class.
I wish I had my try screen up because I'd be doing the same thing. They need to change things first before making more ships. Look, it's their program. It's their identity. It's their marketing. It's what they are. freestyle cruising. It is what it is, and there's a lot of people out there that love that, and that's why. Lewis was one of them here, commented a little bit ago.
Yes.
Lewis loves NCL, doesn't like Carnival, and Royal's too big. That's great. And that's why we've always said there's a cruise line and a cruise ship for everybody.
Yes.
NCL's just not our speed.
No.
Now, especially since we've been cruising a long time, so we know what it used to be, and we see what it is now. So these days, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of new cruisers out there that don't know what cruising used to be like, don't know that everything that you're now having to pay extra for, you actually used to get as part of the fee that you were already paying.
Yes.
So, and that's why it makes it hard for us to go back to NCL, because we were cruising with them before the whole freestyle cruising thing started, and we just don't like how that is. So we can give our money to a different cruise line and get the experience that we enjoy having, right? So we're not saying we're not saying, guys, don't go on NCL. No, we're not saying that. But based upon our experience and the things that we have presented to you in this video, if those things resonate with you, then maybe you might not want to consider going. But if those things don't bother you, then absolutely go, because the ship is absolutely beautiful.
Without a doubt, it is beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I was sort of saying it tongue in cheek, meaning the only thing wrong with the ship is it belongs to NCL. I'm saying that jokingly, of course. But no, it absolutely is a beautiful ship.
Yeah.
We are not fond of that style of cruising, if that hopefully helps, Anyway, okay, I was mistaken then. Thank you. No, you're welcome. Angela, they are building a bigger than XL class. Yes, they are. But after...
That is coming.
But yet not until, I think 30.
I think
2030.
I think...
And it's
yeah, you might be right.
A 220 or a 240 or something like that, 1,000-ton ship.
Yes, but it's not for a few years.
Yeah, it's not for a few years. Chris is like, yeah, I forgot your vertigo.
Yeah.
I know. I want to go on oh my God, of course,
where Universal?
Harry Potter,
okay.
going through but it's
the Hagrid ride.
It's no. He's talking about Epic Universe.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of all the words, and they're just not coming because my lips are moving too fast. Sorry, everybody. You go through this sort of transport tunnel and end off in the fireplace.
Ooh, okay.
And then you're sort of is it not Gringotts Hall? You're I forget where you end up at, but I want to go on that ride, but it's like a ride that does many. I can't go on that. And so all those things that I actually want to see up until the ride, I can't unless I go on the ride. That sucks. There was over in the Monsters area, there's a couple cool shows I could probably go to and stuff. I would love to go to Nintendo World. I think I can get on a couple of their rides. I actually think I could get on the Donkey Kong one. I think I could get through that one okay, because it doesn't do this and it doesn't go upside down. That's pretty cool looking. I think I could do that one. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, the vertigo. Hickey Nuki says, I agree 100%. NCL has a draconian policy about recording shows. Nobody else is so strict. Yeah, it is what, then don't tell people to record it. They literally had an announcement. Hey, it's okay to record and post it on Instagram, and you take some videos and take your moment. Okay, great. Awesome. Don't put up an audio that says video and then have some, rude come and interrupt the show telling me to stop videoing 20 minutes into the show.
Inconsistencies.
Yeah. Just be one way or the other. The other shows, both of them, they had an announcement before. Do not record the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And And generally for me, I take that as, again, not going to sit there with the phone and record the whole thing. But typically a passing 5 seconds, that's not going to infringe on anybody's copyright by fair use laws. So the fact that I mean, I'm like, Jesus, I like literally probably had to have been standing there, literally watching me the entire time. Because by the time I went, she was yelling at me. Yeah, it was so quick.
Yeah, it was very quick.
Hey, Jay, did you get rudeness before getting on the ship? Thank you for the thumbs up.
Before getting on the ship? No.
Yeah. I would be happy if I was treated. I wouldn't be happy if I was treated rudely with any ship. Nope. By the way, speaking of ships, godly, hopefully there's still a bunch of you here. We could be talking to nobody, but people are commenting because I know there's some people here. We are giving away a cruise ship. I know I am very late. I told you a few minutes ago I was going to talk about it. If you don't know what we're talking about, on the 12th, in 3 days, we are climbing on the MSC World America. It is their brand new ship. Its inaugural cruise. Yes, it's doing a preview cruise right now, but its inaugural cruise is on the 12th. And sometime between the 12th and 19th, we are giving away a 1:400 scale replica of the MSC World America. Now, this video, this giveaway, this content, whatever you want to call this thing, it is not sponsored by anybody. MSC ain't giving us no money. Nobody's. Robert and Lisa. Now, this is what the ship is. We have hired a Lego brick type designer to design us a 1:400 scale, which it's going to be about yay big. Okay, 1:400 scale replica, about yay tall, of the MSC World America. It is not going to be put together. You're going to have the fun putting it together yourself. All right. It's going to come with detailed instructions. Again, thank you for the thumbs up.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're giving it away. So from a retail value, if you want to know, you can go to Lego right now, search for their Titanic. Legos makes a Titanic replica. It's about $660. So we figure this one's going to be valued, if it was on Lego's site, for probably $750, maybe up to $1,000. Don't know. But we're not selling this to everybody. We're giving it away. There's going to be 2 of them. One for me, one for the lucky winner. So how do you win? There's nothing to register. You just have to be with us live. That's it. So on one of these shows, thank you for the thumbs up, between the 12th and the 19th, live, we go live 9 o'clock every single night, Eastern Standard Time, EDT, whatever the time is, 9 o'clock on the East Coast every night.
Danny's got you flustered.
During one of those shows, we are going to give that away to one of the lucky viewers. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Most importantly, the notification bell, right? Because you don't want to miss one of those shows, because that is a gigantic giveaway. All right. Speaking of giveaway, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awfully nice. Thank you.
We're so out of practice. 10 days on that ship, and I'm losing it. Hang on,
Chris.
There we go. Oh shoot, it's not doing it.
No, it's not.
No.
All it did was change colors.
Yeah, it did.
Like one at a
Christmas.
There we go.
It's Christmas colors, though. It's Christmas! Woohoo! Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, so where were we? God, lots of chatting tonight. Okay.
Yes, love it.
Yes.
Love it. Love you guys.
We're just gonna leave them. We're just gonna leave the lights dancing. If that bothers anybody, please just tell me and I'll turn it off. Because Chris says May 22nd is the opening for Epic for the public. Okay, so we'll be back by then. All right, so we'll see. We'll see about going. Mick says, thank you guys for allowing me to be your guest on your channel. I'm now part of the clan. Yay.
Yes, absolutely you are.
Lewis, what am I pointing at, Lewis? What am I pointing at, Lewis? Talking to you. McQueen says, no XL. Chris, yes, it's called the Ace class.
Oh, okay.
Okay. T. Brookie, the new mega ships are another class. It's has a code name like ACE, right? It's the ACE class. Ashley says there'll be XL class, but they're having a new class called ACE, or something that will be the 8,000 passengers.
Yes.
So I think we're combining a couple of things here. The XL class ships are the XL class ships. The new ones, which are going to be the ACE class ships in the 200 plus range, they will have the 8,000 passengers.
Yes, I think what Ashley was saying is that the Festival and the Tropical are XL class.
Yes.
Yes.
So ACE class, that is it. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. It's weird.
Thank you, guys.
There's been so many announcements this year. I mean, plus so many inaugurals. We're going on 5, and I think there's 2 we're missing. And that's not including like the luxury ones that are coming out that we can't afford to get on right now. There's a ton of inaugurals this year, but there's also last year and this year huge announcements for all the new builds, from 4 more XL class ships, and then the 2 ACE class ships, and then Royal with their ships, and MSC announcing their extra ships, and NCL is doing 5 more Prima class ships. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
There's a ton of new ships coming out.
In different classes. And oh my gosh, it's hard to keep them all straight. The Festival and the Tropical are XL.
Yes.
Thank you. That's what we thought. Yes. ACE class on Carnival, new ships. The
ones
big ones.
Yes.
The ones after the XLs.
Yes.
Carnival Festival, the Carnival Festival and Tropical be same as the other 3 ships. There you go. Okay, that's what I was expecting. Macrina, I hope Carnival hits it with the new class. I'm looking for a reason to go back. NCL prices are ridiculously high. Yeah, Blake Butterfly, that was part of my wrap up, is that if you want to charge, great, charge the price. I'm not saying they shouldn't charge the price, but you're in now a premium category. You really need to offer a premium product. And that's more than just a cabin that has nice decor. It's your service. It's your food. It's the experience on the ship. And I don't feel it had any of that.
Yeah.
I felt the service completely lacked. I thought the food mostly completely lacked. And the overall experience completely lacked. And so when you factor that all together, then yes, the prices then become ridiculously high, because I don't believe you really got your money's worth for that category, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, again, I think they just need to work out their inconsistencies before they have to get everything. You talk all the time about McDonald's. You go to McDonald's and you get a Big Mac, you're going to get a Big Mac at every place that you go.
Yep.
And that's not what you're getting. And that's not even from ship to ship to ship. That's from day to day on the same ship. So they have to work out those inconsistencies. And then, like you said, if they want to be a premium ship, then, offer the premium services.
Yeah, Chris, prices are definitely higher than they used to be, but they're not all that high. You know what I mean? Like Royal's prices have gotten really high for their new mega ships. For real. I mean, if you want to go on the Mariner or the Seas or one of their older ships, they're still, I think, high for a 20-year-old ship, but they're better. NCL, really, they're priced about where Royal is, but not even offering what you'd get at Royal, right? So it's just not consistent. Yeah. Like the Norway. Like I said, I've been on the Seaward, the Norway, the Epic,
the Dream,
the Jewel, twice.
The Pearl.
Yeah, we've been on maybe 8 ships.
Yeah.
Well, I've been on a couple more than you.
Dream, wait a minute. Is that an NCL? Am I think? I think
no,
I
that's a Carnival.
It's not. Yeah, that's not NCL. But we've been on many of their ships.
Hey, Ozan, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey.
TMC family is very respectful of everyone's cruise line choices, and that's and we thank you for that. And that's why we try to be Switzerland, right? We try to be the flies on the wall and bring to you the experience that we see and feel, which is also why, a couple times during cruises, I will tell you, I've got a mouth. If there's a problem, I could say something to have it fixed or whatever. But we don't. We want to see how things transpire, right? And yes, if there's a problem, obviously they need to know there's a problem to fix it. again, example, we did go down to customer service to let them know about the problem with the volume, the sound in between Jay's cabin and our cabin on that door,
as
as well
the
as our air conditioning.
Yeah.
They had the air conditioning fixed in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The door, not so much.
Yeah, the door was, yeah.
Yeah. Portal. Thank you, Hickey Nookie. Oh my God. I was going to pop a brain cell trying to think of the portal. But it wasn't the main portal getting into land. It's that portal that you jump through and the green and then end up in the fireplace. But I think it's still called a portal. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Anyway, you can, Ozan says, you can call me welcome. Ozan in Turkish. Okay. Welcome, Ozan in Turkish. Nintendo World looked awesome, especially the music playing. I know. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think the juice is worth the squeeze. 160-ish per day for Epic. Wow, is that what it is? $160 a day?
Wow.
Is that per person? It's been a while since we've been to a theme park.
It has been a while.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. But they're offering an experience.
They are.
Right? And is it, to your point, is it worth the squeeze? Is that the experience? And this is what we're talking about. Like, was the juice worth the squeeze for that? We'll call it 7 days, even though it was 10. And no, it wasn't. The kiddie roller coaster. You stop. You stop. It's not a kiddie roller coaster. Blake Butterfly says, I've been selling NCL most exclusively since 2009. Always stay in the Haven and love it. But the price hikes make it harder and harder to justify. Blake, I'm telling you, hun, MSC, first of all, they status match.
Mm-hmm.
Go and try it one time. Just try it one time. You can actually cruise twice for the same amount of money you can cruise on NCL. But
in the Haven.
In the Haven.
Yes.
Right? Try it once. Let me know what you think. Ask Valerie. Valerie, are you still there? She was just there.
I think she's booked 3 more in the yacht club.
She booked it after she saw us on it in our videos and our experience.
No, I think she was already booked on it.
Was she booked on it? Is that why she was watching? I don't know.
Yeah, she was watching because she was already booked on it.
I don't know. But everyone says you can't do everything in one day, even if you have the express pass.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about the theme parks. It is so hard to take it all in.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Eric says NCL has staff posted in the audience to prevent recording. He's standing literally right freaking behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The epic for World America, right? I will say any cruise that has a Starbucks is a ship I would consider. Vic says, how did we meet? Are you ready? In a bar. We met at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing in a band. She was in the audience.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It can happen.
Yeah, it can.
True love in a bar. When I tell you I'm an entertainer, I'm not lying. I haven't played in some years, but I've gone from being in a bar band to playing all around the world. So, yep. Anyway,
and the band, they were just like family. My girlfriend and I would come in, and they would tell us, hey, when we go on a break, wait till you leave. Till we go on a break, we'll walk you out to your car. They just, always took care of us, and we were friends first.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Carnival will be nice to you, for you to try. You go Carnival, and I'll try Royal. He was saying that to Chris.
I love it.
Actually, really, Chris, I think you would like the XL class ships. They're not exactly the same size as the Oasis class, but a little bit smaller. But they do have a lot of the same outdoor type activities, right? They don't have Flow Rider, but they do have a lot of the same type of outdoor activities. But the ships are laid out. Those XL class ships are laid out very well, and it never seems like there's 6,700 people on there.
That's what's crazy to me about the XL class is the way that they direct the traffic flow. I mean, you're not like running into everybody that's on the ship to get from one place to the other. The flow you never know that there's that many people on board.
We were just on a ship that was almost the same size, 150,000 tons. That ship that we just got off of, the Aqua. And you couldn't walk 10 feet without having to bump into somebody.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I bumped into somebody on the XL class ships.
No.
That's why the ship design, the spaces, I mean, just, man, it was packed everywhere all the time. That's why we video in the middle of the night. And I know you don't get to see the crowd we're talking about because we're videoing in the middle of the night, but trust me, they were there. They were there. Oh, since the disco ball was missing there. Group cruise, group cruise,
Oh,
group cruise.
Well, you know what we got to do then.
Okay, group cruise, fine. Group cruise.
Okay. Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets,
Parties,
pineapples.
ducks, and of course the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. There you go. If you didn't get to take down that email, if it was too quick, there it is. tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. If you want to go on the group cruise, please send me an email. I will forward the agent that is handling the group for us. I will forward you her information. If you want to go on the group cruise, you must book into the group. Now, that being said, we are not travel agents, which is why I have an agent doing this for us. So we didn't put the group cruise together to make money off of you because of bookings. We're not travel agents. That's just not our thing. We just, like to go on lots of cruises. So please send us. There you go. Right. Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. Lewis. Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. Jay's got my number. Use it. By the way, we also have a Patreon. If you want to help support the channel to help us keep doing what we're doing, if you love what we're doing, consider becoming a Patreon member. Okay, there you go. Chris. Malka, crepes. They have crepes in the evening.
Yes.
For dinner.
Yes.
They don't have them on.
It's not every day. It's about every second day or so.
Yep.
But they do have them.
So, coin flip whether or not they're going to have it the night you go up there. Okay. But yeah, look, the main dining room, the food was, again, generally good. There was 2 nights that were exceptional. The rest were okay. Right. I'm craving Jack Daniels. Bloody balls. It's time for a bloody balls. Oh my God, that was too funny.
Oh my gosh.
I actually ended up putting that in our final night highlights.
Yeah, did you guys see
Jay,
that?
oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing. Oh my gosh. I 100% agree. You pay a premium, you should get a premium. Exactly.
Yeah.
BS Journeys, not bloody meatballs. Oh, here we go again. Mr. Cruise Viewer says Christine Duffy, now been a Carnival Cruise, celebrated 10 years as president of Carnival. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Yep. She's done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Really, I think so.
Yeah.
Malka says, thank you guys for doing all of this. I appreciate your hard work and doing this. I'm curious, what's your favorite cruise you have experienced? Hands down, our experience in the yacht club on MSC. If we take the yacht club out of it, man, it's a toss-up between. So, let me ask you a question. Are you wanting post-pandemic or all of our cruising experiences? Well, I guess we can do that. Yeah.
I think mine is post-pandemic.
So obviously the yacht club is special. For those who don't know, yacht club is, they call it a ship in a ship concept. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a separate area of the ship. It is private, it's key protected. Unless you have a cabin in there, you can't get up there. In fact, we tried to video up there multiple times. They just wouldn't let us in. But we happened to win one of these little bid things, and we got in there. We're like, holy crap, and changed our life when it comes to cruising. So that being said, if we take that experience out, because you can't compare that to anything else.
You can't. If you are going to compare Yacht Club, it would be like the Haven on NCL. It would be like the Retreat on Royal, but still, it's
Nothing close.
oh my gosh, yeah,
Regular, honestly, it's really a three-way toss-up between MSC, Celebrity, and Princess.
agreed.
It-
Although the Princess, we haven't been on any of their
the
new
new
ships.
ships. So
I really enjoyed Princess pre-pandemic.
yes,
Post-pandemic, we've only been on the older ships, so we really need to try some more to see how we still feel about Princess. I loved the Celebrity Ascent.
yes, it was amazing.
And I loved the MSC Seashore.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're about to find out if we're gonna love the MSC World America.
We are here in a few days.
Oops, that's not the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Carol says, I cruise Royal, NCL, and Carnival, and all different Royal most expensive. They are out of those. Well, nowadays, it's really going to be a toss-up between Royal and NCL because
Agreed.
NCL's gotten pretty expensive.
They really have. They used to be less expensive than Carnival, but
Yeah.
now they're, yeah.
You know what I find interesting? And so everybody has their MSRP, right?
Mhm.
And in NCL's MSRP for like a regular balcony cabin is like $15,000 per passenger. And if you go online and you look at like some different websites and stuff, they're always advertising now at 80% off or 85% off. I'm like, it's like from the get-go. Because I promise you, nobody's paying $15,000 per person, mind you, for a balcony cabin or whatever the price is. But their MSRP now, truly out of the gate, is an astronomical number, so they can play the marketing game and always have it marked off at 80-ish% off.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Just stupid. Like NCL for spa and dining. Yeah, their spa was huge. Yeah, another place to make money.
The spa was nice.
Their thermal spa was ridiculous.
Oh man, it was really cool.
And it wasn't big enough. People had to get their money back.
Yeah, we actually I spoke with a lady while I was waiting for they did a back by popular demand for roomers because they didn't have enough seating or they did it
Definition: complaining. 20 chairs. Only 20 butts can be in them. You can't sell 190. And I know not everybody's going to be there at all the time, but somebody's going to go put their t-shirt on there that says, hey, this is my chair. I'm just getting a snack or in the pool. If anybody pays attention, y'all know what I'm talking about. Spa Bed and Airlines. Cool. Yeah, we're not big spa people, so we've not actually sampled any of the samplings, so that's good to know.
No.
Yeah, Chris is like 160 times 2 for a day full of content for New Park. I wonder what numbers or new viewers you might attract, or maybe a Sando. I just don't know, but it's an idea.
But here's the funny thing, Chris. The channel is about cruising. We started off with our RV channel and we thought, hey, what a great idea. We'll put some cruises when cruises started opening. We'll put the cruises on the RV channel. Well, we gained some cruise subscribers, but we lost all of our RV subscribers.
It was like an equal swap.
So
it was weird.
For us to, go out and do a theme park now, yeah, we may gain a bunch of theme park subscribers, but then we lose the cruise subscribers.
Because we're in
because we're in the cruise.
Or 2 months from now, the theme park people that sign up are like, yeah, they don't do theme parks, they do cruises.
Yes.
But they're theme parks at sea, kind of, sort of. There's a roller coaster on Carnival ships, or at least some of them.
So yeah, I like your thought process, but being with our experience already with YouTube, probably not a good idea for us.
Yeah, it's rough. I can't go on mini rides anymore, so no price is worth it. We have a great free theme park here. You buy tickets for the ride. So,
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's great.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi.
You're going to teach me some Turkish? Awesome. That'll be great.
Nice.
Hey,
thank you.
What's the name of your band? Ooh, I've had many names. My current production is called the ultimate thriller. There's probably some videos of it on YouTube somewhere. All of our stuff is privated for copyright reasons. But I'm sure there's some stuff out there that sounds pretty bad. Somebody's phone in the audience. They don't sound good.
Yeah.
Come on the group cruise. I'm going to play some stuff for the people on the group cruise.
Yeah.
Group cruise. Lois. Come on. Deal Macrina. NCL best for solo. Now that I got to give it to them.
Yes, without a
1
doubt.
million %.
Without a doubt.
They saw a hole in the industry and they went and filled it. And why
Yes.
other lines? And again, I was giving John Hill props. Now I'm going to take it away. He came out, it was about a month ago, and said they'll never consider having solo cabins.
Correct.
What I think that is
Why?
such a bad move.
I do too.
NCL bravo for the solo cabins, right? Really,
Yes.
right? Everybody else, take an area ship just like NCL. Make it for the solos. Have a little studio. Do like they did. It's a great way because there are so many solo cruisers.
Yes.
And I know we had one comment on one of the studio video that I did with the studio. Actually showed the cabin, and the comment was like, "What? Solo people don't want more space or something like that." And I was sure you can have as much space as you want. You're just gonna have to pay for 2.
Yeah.
You want a suite? Fine, you can have a suite, but solo cabins are going to be smaller because every square foot of a ship, from a passenger standpoint, from a cabin standpoint, if you will, has to bring in a certain dollar amount, or the economics of the ship don't work, right? So that's why, NCL took an entire area, designed it, crammed the cabins in there. They're much smaller, but they all have their own bathroom and
Oh,
stuff.
but there's plenty of room in there for one person.
Yes,
Yeah.
plenty of room. I don't know what
Yeah.
this guy's talking about. But somebody sort of replied to that. He says, "Well, I guess you've never looked at, like a sailing yacht kind of berth.
Oh yes, I remember that. That was hilarious.
That cabin's bigger than the captain's cabin or whatever." Yeah. Group cruise. That's right. Group cruise. Okay, here we go. Hey, that was Georgia dancing on the bar. Yep. She'll be our cruise director in September. Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Yay.
Oh, say
I
hello.
won't be alone.
Yeah. What?
Dancing on top of the bar.
Yeah. Right. No. She said September on her cruise in September.
Oh.
We're
Okay.
Not the
I
group
thought
cruise.
okay, I thought you
her
were talking
cruise.
to group cruise.
Yeah, I don't know who our cruise director is
I
going to
don't
be.
either.
I just never pay attention to those things.
Nah.
It's just, anyway. I got to go. See you next time. Thank you.
Yes,
Good night,
good
Irene.
night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you guys going on Virgin's new Ship the Brilliant Lady?
We've been on her.
Not Brilliant.
Oh, wait. Resilient. I'm sorry. Resilient.
Brilliant comes out later this year. We are not scheduled on that inaugural. That is one of the 2 we're not scheduled on. That one in the Disney. Will we get
Sorry.
on it at some point? But we are not scheduled for the Brilliant. Their ships are all the same. We've done the Brilliant. I'm sorry, we've done the Resilient. And we just did Scarlet.
Yes.
So we've gotten 2 of their, which will soon be 4. So we're 50% of covering their cruise line. We're getting close. I agree, Chris. There is Callman's Cruise Adventures. It's an adventure. I'm going to side with you on that one. I agree.
You got me
But
there.
but I also lived through what happened with the RV channel. So we'll see how it goes. Every time I watch those funny videos, YouTube, poop and coconut. Yeah. Funny. I had access to Studio Lounge, had a husband and wife in 2 different solo studio cabins. One snores, 2 funny. I understand.
Oh, you want to talk about that? I have a video now.
I've been on 5 solo cruises on NCL. The cabin was awesome. See, there you go, Eric. That was great. Right? I think that
Nice.
was one of their brilliant things. Though I don't like
Yeah.
anything else. I mean, there are things they do well. The
There
solo
are.
cabin thing is it. Whether it's the studio or a solo, they have both.
Mhm.
The studios, I think, are a little bit smaller than the solos.
Yeah.
That would be cool if they do solo balcony cabins on Festival or Tropical. No, they're never going to do it.
According to John.
John Hill, they're never
Yeah.
going to do it.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, never going to do it. Never gonna do it. They haven't posted yet who the cruise director will be for the group cruise yet. Okay.
Okay.
Resilient Lady. Yep, been on the Resilient Lady.
Yes.
And the Scarlet. We did the inaugural on the Resilient, and Scarlet we just did the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
We just did a few
right
months ago.
after it came out of
Dry dock. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Wow, we got through all the comments. Woo!
Score.
Oh my God. So
I love it when you guys talk.
I know.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're not going to go live, but we're going to do a video. We got the MSC cruise coming up. We're going to announce that. We've been announcing it, but do a quick little preview of that. Yeah, I'm as excited about that as I was about NCL, and more so about the ship giveaway.
Oh yeah.
We got our first pictures of them, and they needed to make a couple changes. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping to share it again tonight, and just got them yesterday. I'm like, just
not quite right yet.
Yeah, just a couple of changes.
Yeah.
I'm picky. Just know that's a good thing, because what you'll get will be the best that it possibly can be. So we want to thank you all that are just joining us. Yes, we've been live for quite a while. In short, our synopsis of the NCL Aqua is that NCL these days charges a premium price but does not deliver a premium product.
I think that sums it up.
We were not overly excited about our trip for multiple reasons. If you want to know all the sort of details, just scroll back to the beginning of the video and watch the first 30-40 minutes, and that will in great detail go through all the points and all the areas of the ship. So anyway, I just want to make sure that I said that, because I know just a bunch of people popped in here. And by the way, after an hour and 45 minutes, it didn't buffer. We're not on the ship.
That was like the mark. An hour and 45 minutes. Nope, you're gonna buffer.
Oh, you know what? Snack time. We forgot to have snack time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're way into the stream, but it is snack time, everybody.
We've got.
You know what we got? We got popcorn.
We've got popcorn.
We're going to popcorn. All right, where are we going here? Snack music.
Okay.
Where the heck is it? Oh my
Open
gosh.
wide.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, that was pitiful.
There.
That was a lot better. All right, everybody, what did you have for your snack? Type it in the chat. I want to know what y'all are eating in that.
Did you catch the popcorn?
Did anybody have bloody balls? Anybody have bloody balls? If you're new to the channel and you don't know what I mean, that's not meant as a dirty thing. It's a drink. At least on NCL.
Oh, my goodness.
Bloody balls. Great show, World America. Next, let's go. Right?
Yes,
absolutely. Karina,
yes.
You're welcome. My go-to container of Olive Garden chicken Alfredo.
Yum.
Oh God, that sounds good.
That does sound good. I haven't made Alfredo in a while.
Thank you for the thumbs up.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
I haven't even asked you guys about one time to hit the thumbs up and subscribe tonight. So thank you all so much. We appreciate each and every one of you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Can we have Alfredo? Or do we not have the stuff for Alfredo?
I don't have the milk for it.
It's hard when we come back from a cruise because the refrigerator's empty and stuff. Because we're only here for a few days and then getting on another ship for another. So
I buy very limited fresh things.
Yeah. So but we had some birthday cake from Blake.
Did, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Blake turned 5 while we were on the ship.
Yes, he did. So we missed his birthday. So
we did.
That was his gift. He's now a stormtrooper. And he's got the Darth Vader one too.
Mm-hmm.
That it talks, it breathes, and everything. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's putting in their food now. Everybody's behind.
Nice.
Ozone says, "I'll eat popcorn while watching a movie." Yes, I know. So do we. Thank you for the thumbs up.
Thank you.
Ooh, Timbits, nice. McDonald's chocolate chip cookie.
Ooh.
Okay. Danny had popcorn too.
You did
nice,
too.
Danny.
All right.
And Bev had chocolate coated orange sherbet ice cream bar.
Ooh. That sounds good. Yeah.
Oh, TMC is mentioned through CD for their GC scrollback. TMC is mentioned through cruise director for the
Group cruise.
Group cruise scrollback. I saw that. I mean, do we not? Tyler?
Group cruise.
Group cruise cruise director as of now is Tyler Meehan. Oh, you know what? I read that while we were having snack time. I apologize. We had a Miss Fun Squad about 10 years ago. Sorry.
Nice.
Sorry, Macrina. I didn't miss it on purpose. Carol had a cookie.
Yummy.
Lisa absconded with at least a dozen cookies from the ship, and those even weren't the good ones.
No, they weren't.
No, but
well, I went up there and at the last minute, and I was kind of standing back and letting people go through. Oh, thank you, Angela. Thank you so much.
I know I'm working on it.
Thank
you, Angela. Appreciate you, hon.
So yeah, I was kind of letting people go through. I had grabbed a couple of chocolate chip cookies, and there were only a few left, and people kept coming up, and I was like, "Go ahead, I'm just going to take whatever's left. Go ahead." And then the one gentleman took the last cookie. I was like, "Well, I guess I'm done." And the manager that was standing there, it was closing time. He was there before and had gotten cookies for me, and so he was like, "Well, how many would you like?" And I said, "Well, my husband loves the things. How many would you like me to have?" So he brought out, it must have been a dozen cookies on this plate. The plate was loaded, and it was like the last night. So yes, I put them in a Ziploc bag and
took them, which was great because we ate them at the airport.
We did,
at least a few of them.
We had a several-hour wait there at the airport, so they definitely came in handy. So Thank you.
Yes. Again, thank you, Angela. Really do love you. Appreciate
thank you.
Turtles. Eric had turtles.
Ooh, yum.
We've got turtles.
We do.
Do
you want me to grab a turtle?
No.
We did.
We've had enough dessert already.
We have.
We haven't eaten dinner yet.
We eat chocolate cake and ice cream.
We're going to have dinner at like midnight. Means we're up until about 3.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're going to watch Severance.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
He's like, I eat popcorn while watching a foreign movie with Turkish subtitles.
Ooh, okay. What's your favorite movie?
Yeah. You're all good, Robert. Thank you. Oh. I'm tired. Who's tired out there?
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
All right. So let's wrap this up. We're giving away a cruise ship in a few days.
Yes.
Guys, hit the subscribe, but more important, the notification bell. We're going to be live from the 12th through the 19th every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we're on the MSC World America. We're giving away about a $750 to $1,000 1 to 400 Lego type replica of the World America that we have had designed specifically for this event. Nobody's paid. It's not sponsored. It's coming out of Robert and Lisa's pocket. So if you're into Legos or just not into Legos, if you're into cruising and you want this really cool, one-of-a-kind no, two of a kind ship. We're giving it away live to somebody who's watching. You don't have to register. You just have to be watching. Don't miss that. Group cruise. Lewis. Group cruise. And that's about it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all know the drill, right? We don't have to go home, but we do have to get the out of here. Peace.